Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 11th, 2023, and Barcelona are set to sign a new right back. Also, the club have been linked with a new pivot out of Ecuador in South America. And finally, it seems that Barcelona have told Franck Kessie that he will not be joining the preseason tour in the USA. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. It only takes a second, and in doing this, you will be helping this small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback. The link is down below in the description. Now, I'll begin with the news that Barcelona have met with Marc Ter Stegen in order to negotiate a salary deferral. Now, Marc Ter Stegen has one of the highest salaries currently on the squad, given that his contract was renewed by the previous president, Josep Maria Bartomeu. And as we all know, Bartomeu used to enjoy giving players extremely high salaries that are way above market value. Now, as I reported before, Joan Laporta has made it very clear that he's not going to force any player to reduce their salary, including Ter Stegen and Franck Kessie, who are currently some of the highest earners on the squad. And it's reported that Barcelona met with Ter Stegen in order to negotiate not a salary reduction, but a salary deferral. Now, how would this salary deferral work? Well, Barcelona are now offering Marc Ter Stegen a contract until the end of his career, and they want to renew his contract until 2028, which is when Marc Ter Stegen will be around 36 years old. So in other words, Barcelona want to tell Ter Stegen that, hey, this is your home. We want you to retire here. In exchange, they want Marc Ter Stegen to agree to defer his salary. Now, in order to be clear about what a salary deferral is, Barcelona are still going to pay Ter Stegen all the money that they owe him. This is not a way to reduce his salary or to get out of paying him what they owe him. Barcelona will still pay him all the money that they owe him, but by extending his contract until 2028, Barcelona will be giving themselves a lot more time to pay Marc Ter Stegen all the money that they owe him. And of course, that would also help the financial fair play rule restrictions, because Barcelona would not have to account for all that money in such a short period. Instead, it would be divided over several seasons. So again, that would free up some space on the wage bill. And this was only the first meeting with Marc Ter Stegen, so negotiations are going to continue. But it's reported that the club are feeling optimistic about this solution, because Marc Ter Stegen is, after all, a Blaugrana at heart, and he's always willing to help out the club. Now on to the news that Barcelona are set to sign a new right back, and his name is Álvaro Pérez Campo, or as he's known by his nickname, Trilli. Now, Barcelona are currently on the hunt in the market to sign young talented players in order to groom for the future. And one of these young talented players that has come across Barcelona's radar is Trilli, who's a 20-year-old right back who currently plays for the second division team, Deportivo La Coruña. Now, given that Deportivo La Coruña failed to qualify or failed to get promoted to the first division of La Liga, Trilli's release clause is currently sitting at 200,000 euros, which is of course very much affordable for Barcelona. And it's reported that the club want to activate that release clause and sign Trilli, not for the first team, but for the Barca Athletic, with the idea that Trilli would also train with the first team. And if he can prove himself, he can eventually make his way to the first team and be Barcelona's right back. Now, there are other clubs interested in Trilli, including Real Sociedad, who have been pushing really hard to sign for the player. But it's reported that Barcelona are feeling very confident and that Trilli will most likely end up signing for Barcelona, and that he will end up signing for 2 seasons with the club. Now, as I've said many times before in my previous videos, I think this is the kind of bets that Barcelona need to make, because Trilli is considered one of the most promising right backs currently in the second division. And given his very low release clause of 200,000 euros, I think this is a no-brainer and that Barcelona should make this signing, because if it does work out, then imagine what would that mean to sign a future star for only 200,000 euros, which is nothing. And even if it doesn't work out, then who cares? Barcelona were only out 200,000 euros, and that's not gonna break the bank or affect the club's finances. And in fact, given that Llingle is 20 years old, then Barcelona might end up even making money if he doesn't work out, because Barcelona would have plenty of time to recuperate the player's value. Now, speaking of young promising talent, Barcelona have been linked with an Ecuadorian midfielder out of South America named Oscar Zambrano. Now, someone brought this up during the live stream yesterday and asked me whether Barcelona were seriously considering signing Oscar Zambrano, and of course at that moment I did not know the answer to that question. And after doing a little digging, it seems that these links are true and that Barcelona are considering signing Zambrano. Now, Zambrano is a 19-year-old pivot who currently plays for LDU Quito in Ecuador, and he just finished the Under-20 World Cup where he did phenomenally well. And as a result, Ronald Araujo's agent recommended the player to Barcelona after watching him play several matches. Now, after Barcelona received this tip from Ronald Araujo's agent, they instructed their scouts to produce reports about the player, and it's reported that all the reports that Barcelona have received are very positive. So Barcelona are now considering signing Oscar Zambrano. Now, just like Llingle, Oscar Zambrano would not be a signing for the first team because, as I've said many times before, Barcelona want a pivot who is ready to start in that position right away. So Oscar Zambrano would also be a bet for the future, just like Llingle. So he would be someone that Barcelona would sign for Barca Athletic with the idea to groom him till he can make his way up to the first team. And this is part of Barcelona's new policy to sign young talent and groom them so they can make their way to the first squad, because of course this is much more affordable than what Bartomeu was doing, which was spending hundreds of millions of euros on signing stars. Now, as I always say, you cannot have signings without offloading players, so it's now time to talk about Barcelona's exits. And as I reported in yesterday's live stream, Matteo Alemany has made a pledge to Xavi to accelerate all of Barcelona's exits. And while Matteo Alemany is a man of his word, and right after the news broke that he had made that pledge, there's now plenty of news about Barcelona and their current exits. Now, the first news is about Franck Kessie, and it seems that the club have communicated to the player and his entourage that Franck Kessie will not be traveling with the team to the USA tour. And this is reportedly in order to put pressure on the player so he can leave Barcelona, because of course Barcelona want to offload Franck Kessie, but Franck Kessie has told the club on several occasions that he does not want to leave the club. Now, Franck Kessie does have two lucrative offers from Saudi clubs, Al Nassr and Al Hilal. However, Franck Kessie is not considering leaving to Saudi Arabia unless he receives an extremely lucrative offer from the Saudi clubs. But those are not the only clubs interested in Franck Kessie. There are also clubs in the Premier League and in the Serie A. So Barcelona are hoping that by excluding him from the preseason tour to put pressure on the Ivorian midfielder so he can consider any of the multiple offers that he currently has on the table, because again, Barcelona need to offload players in order to register the new incoming ones. Now, it's reported Barcelona can offload Franck Kessie and Clément Lenglet. They will be able to register all the players currently on the roster, plus Ilkay Gundogan and Íñigo Martínez. So it's now time to talk about Clément Lenglet, and it's reported that Barcelona are confident that Tottenham Hotspurs will end up paying the 12 million euros that Barcelona are currently asking for. Now, as we've talked about many times before, Tottenham Hotspurs want to sign Clément Lenglet, and Clément Lenglet wants to stay at Tottenham Hotspurs. However, the Premier League club were bidding time, hoping that Barcelona would get desperate and agree to their extremely low offer of 4 to 5 million euros for the French defender. But it's reported that Barcelona are now confident that Tottenham Hotspur will end up signing Clément Lenglet because they are looking to reinforce their defense. And so far, they are spending a lot of money in the summer transfer market. And I think they've spent around 150 million euros so far. Now, it's also reported that Barcelona are feeling confident about Tottenham Hotspurs eventually agreeing to buy Lenglet for 12 million euros because there is good relationship between Barcelona and the Premier League club. And a big proof of that is that Tottenham Hotspurs have agreed to play the Joan Gamper match, which will take place on August 9th at the Olympic Stadium at the top of Montjuic. Now, we will end today's video with the good news that Barcelona are reportedly negotiating a loan for Ferran Torres with a Premier League club. Now, we don't know which Premier League club it is, but it is reported that Barcelona are close to agreeing to a loan deal to send out Ferran Torres to the Premier League with an option to buy. But of course, the player would have to agree to this. But hopefully, if Alemany can put pressure on Ferran Torres, then maybe he will agree leaving on loan. And I think this would be the best option for Barcelona, because the club would be removing Ferran Torres' salary off their wage bill, allowing them to register other players. And at the same time, this could give Ferran Torres another season to try to recover his form and increase his market value. That way, Barcelona can offload him permanently next season and not incur losses as much losses as Barcelona would incur if they sell him right now. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.